code is available for us, but have to check the same disposition data set or not. The previous class, batch class. Okay, ADDS. We don't have the ADDS. SLPE, image, listen. Okay. We don't have the data set to program it actually. That's only make an idea on the ADDS dataset available in the మనకి పెట్టిన స్టడీలో ఓన్లీ ఇవే అవైలబుల్ ఉన్నాయి. చెప్పలేదా? సరే, ఎనీవే just I will explain the code, but you need to understand the programming logic. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, so the code anyway you can write it, the programming logic could be important. So if you can see, the first of all we have we can take it from the disposition event related things from the ADDS. Okay, why? Because we are working on the disposition table. Okay, so we are working on the disposition table, right? So the first of all, wherever it's a disposition event, why we need to take the disposition event, right? So other things we will have the protocol milestone information as well. So it means inform consent obtained and randomization information, okay, in the DS. So that's why we have to take the only the records, so which is the disposition event, which is nothing but your completion status or the disposition, okay, like withdraw in the informed consent, whatever the reason he left from the study, that information we have to take, that it is disposition event. So the ones we taken, this is the like the study specific to change the like additional spaces to this one tran word. Okay, that's fine, it's really not required for every study. So the later just ADSL we have set, and then this is for the macro, okay, to proc freak. Okay, so remember, in the real time, you go any studies, any company, any client, most of the cases, obviously you go for any trial, what we are going to do that for the categorical variables, we are going to take the counts and percentages. For the continuous variable, we are going to take the descriptive statistics, right? So these are the very commonly taken the stats from the tables. Okay, apart from this, there will be some efficacy related and then phase 4 studies and phase 3 studies that will be like in the start, more into the start background things, and then that piece of codes will provide the statistician. But most of the cases, these you need. So if you can write your own macro for this proc freak and then proc means and all these things, that will be really helpful for the each and every study. So this is not a big macro, it's just 2-line 3-line code. Okay, so if you can see, this is the proc freak data and no print, and then we can start the data set here, and then the table statement you already know. So this is the ampersand var. So it's a one-way frequency, that's why we have said that here the ampersand var is nothing but which are the variable you want it. The later this is output. Okay, and then drop percentage, drop equal to percent means this will drop the cumulative percentage in percentages. Okay, and one more thing, if you remember, okay, so this is for the one-way frequency. If you want to the two-way frequency of the cross tabulation, what we are going to do it in proc freak? Anyone?
In that first variable into second variable, you can class multiply it.
Okay, so the first variable asterisk symbol and the second variable, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so thus everyone should know. So, and then this is the piece of macro, and then we can call for the each and every, like enrolled flag, renovation flag, this study specific on the completion flag and all these things. So based on this, what are the things we required? Okay, categories. So this will give the counts. Okay, and wherever we don't have the count, that will not present in our data set, we can create one dummy data set based on the requirement, and then that will set into this, and then later we can find the counts and percentages. Okay, so these are the, you already know in the other table which we did. Okay, and then the later we need to transpose it. Okay, so some adjustments here. Okay, after transpose, so that will come into the your this, like, okay, the counts and percentages would be in the horizontal way, so from the vertical. So the later some pre-process and then some label things, and then some thing we can assign. So you can see this. Okay, these are the labels. Okay, so these are the labels we have to assign based on the variable: subject enroll, subject randomized, subject who receive the treatment. These are the information. You can also create one format and put it. Also for this, we to display in the same order. Okay, remember, whenever we are find some category related counts and percentages, the order of the table would be remain same. So that's why you have to give the order 1, 2, 3 or sequence, whatever it may be. So that's why this variable is created the sequence. Okay, so whenever we doing the sorting, then based on the sequence, if you do that, then we'll get that counts and percentages within the same order, like this. Okay, so then okay, okay, this is some the percentages and alignment here and there. Okay, so the next is the proc report. Obviously, proc report, what you can write. Okay, so the column statement and then defined. Okay, the labels and then particular percentages, and also we can assign some weight and all these things. Okay, so if you can see the yesterday table, you can write the same proc report, we can copy and then adjust accordingly. The proc report would be remains in most of the tables. Okay, so these are the options very commonly. I can say the tables and listings are very, very easy if you can practice at least one study. So you can easily do the programming for the tables and listing. Nothing will change, right? If we did almost the 3 to 4 tables, right? Did you feel that this is every table is quite new? మనం చేసిన 3-4 tables, ప్రతి table quite new program రాసానా? Similar program ఉందా?
Similar programs.
Yeah, so that's what, if you practice well, then you can practice 4-5 tables. You can feel that, okay, then something I can do independently. So that's why I am saving here the codes, and please practice and come up with the questions. Okay, so whenever you practice more, and then you will get the some questions if you are not clear. Okay, I also explain with macros as well. Okay, not only the general scratch code, I explain for the macros as well. Okay, so please practice these all codes and save it somewhere in your personal things, so that would be really helpful for going forward. Okay, so this is the disposition table. Okay, so actually if we have the data, I think I can run and show, but anyway I have explained the logic. So is there any question on this table? Any questions? No questions? If no questions, I think we can start the listing. So today I will explain only shell, then the programming we can start from tomorrow. So wherever we have the other tables also, you can practice the same. Okay, so there are other tables. We have worked on the adverse event table, right? So here we have the medical histories. Okay, wherever you go and check that, that will be same as a categorical or continuous. There will be nothing change. Okay, if you can see here is all are the continuous stats. So these are also continuous stats. This is also okay. If you can see here also continuous stats. Okay, so just try for the other. First you can practice whatever we discussed. Okay, later you can try for the other tables. Okay, now we'll discuss about the listings. Yeah, so what is listings? Can anyone explain why we require listings? Tables, you have an idea now, so that why we require listings. Anyone? So the basically, so the listings is nothing but a representation of your data. Okay, so whatever the data you captured from the CRF and then standard into the SDTM, and then later you have created ADAM dataset, analysis study datasets. From there you are going to keep the some key information in listing. So the how it will be useful, right? So whenever your tables of figures is going to review for any regulatory authorities or internal or external or a sponsor, anyone, they want to cross check with your counts and something, then they go and check with the listing. For example, if you can see here, the study termination. Okay, study termination is nothing but who have terminated from the study. This is the listing. Okay, so what are the things we are going to show here? So in the listing, remember the program is very easy. What we can do, just we can filter the data, based on the condition, and we will keep the variables whatever we required, and then we will write the proc report. That's it. But because it's a representation of your data, nothing change. Okay, here we are going to show the subject number. It is nothing but subject. The subject is completed, yes or no. Okay, that information. Okay, and then if the subject is completed, date and time of the study exists. Okay, DSS study, etc, something like that. Okay, so the last study administration. What is the last dose of drug administration? Reason for the discontinuation. So if the subject is discontinued, what is the reason? Okay, it will capture in the DS, right? So that we will show that. It means based on the subject who have terminated from the study, all the subject information provided here. So when we are reviewing the disposition table, there the counts and all this thing, they have any doubt and they'll come up with cross check with this listing. Okay, so that is the purpose of your listing. If we can see the protocol deviation. What is the protocol deviation? So as per the protocol, something is deviated from the study. For example, the subject should take the drug in the morning 10 a.m. So if we took the some 10, 10, 10, 20, that's fine. But if he, instead of 10 a.m., he took that 2 p.m., it's a deviation, right? So deviation, anything which we can deviate from the protocol. Protocol is nothing but a planned thing. So that might not possible to in the actual also. So that is all the deviation will captured, and then we can map into which data set? Protocol deviations in SDTM?
DV domain.
DV domain, that's correct. Okay, so the protocol deviation. So here you can see that the subject number, then treatment, which treatment is assigned, the study day is nothing but which of the study day, and then the deviation date, okay, DVDTC, and then deviation. What is the deviation? So what we have discussed, like, okay, those are the deviation description will come here. Okay. So then demographic table, if you can see the subject number, subject initials, screening visit date, and then date of birth, and then age, and the sex, and the race, ethnicity. So these are the important key information from the demographics. We will keep all these variables, and we will write the proc report for these columns. That's it. The listings are very easy, I can say. Okay. So if you can go and check any listing, for example, height, weight, and this is the what we can say, vital signs listing. Okay, and then this is the informed consent study eligibility criteria listing. Okay, this is the medical history. So, and then this is the serology screening results. Okay, these are the lab related. So the listings are it depends on the data points, how many data points we have. So that we will discuss one or two listings from the coming one or two classes for the programming purpose. So once we complete the listing, okay, so please practice every day your class and then come up with the questions. Okay, so is there any questions from anyone? If you have any questions, we can discuss not only this topic, anything. Okay, then if no questions, okay, please practice that the tables what we have to explain each and every table, and then once you have completed those tables, go and check with the other tables as well. So the listing program we can start by tomorrow. Okay, so not only the tables and listing, so please practice SDTM and Adam data sets. Okay, while writing the program or while reviewing anything, if you have any questions, you are come up with any doubts, please let me know. We can have a discussions. Okay, so the once we complete, most probably by this week or the like Monday, Tuesday, we can complete our syllabus. Okay, or the topics, what are the things which you planned, and then I will give 1 or 2 weeks gap based on your requirement, and then later once your practice is done, then I can set up the 1 or 2 classes for your doubts clarification, and then 1 or 2 classes for your interview related stuff. Okay, so how you need to prepare for interview, and then what are the questions they might ask in interview, that I'm going to explain. Okay, so most probably in the next week, next week, this week only we can plan the complete the classes, but later 1 more week classes will be there. That is the couple of classes for the doubt sessions and the couple of classes for interview related. But those are the it's a completely your volunteer. Okay, so you need to complete, and then you all discuss yourself, and then which week you want. Okay, so come up with some particular plan, and then based on that particular week, based on my availability, I can take those classes. Okay, so I can take immediately next week, but there will be no use. Okay, so that's why I'll give the 1 or 2 week gap based on your requirement. How many days you want, I will give that. So once you practice, and then come up with the questions. Okay, then we will clear it off your questions, and then later we can set up the interview related classes. So that's it for today. Is there any questions from anyone? No questions? Okay then, yeah. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.